everyone, it's Orly, and I have Dottie here as always, and we are back with another episode of Seeds of Success. And today's show title is Staying Social. And when we're talking about staying social, we are going to dive into social media, which is one of my favorite things to talk about, favorite things to work on. And it's something that we could probably talk about for hours, but we're going to try to give you as much seeds as we can today so that you can have success with what we share with you. But let's just dive right into it. When it comes to social media, there's so many things that go into it. I know some people think, let me sign up for a Facebook or an Instagram or a TikTok, and it just sits there. Or it's not really, like sometimes when you sign in, Dottie, it says like you're 20% complete.
Yeah.
And some people don't finish signing up for the rest of those steps. Those are all important things, whether it's adding a phone number, an address. There's so much that goes into it. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. They just sign up and then use it to the best of their knowledge. But there's a lot more that could go into it that we will get in today. As far as metrics, as far as like I said, just filling in everything, because people go to think of it as if somebody calls your center, what time are you closed? What time are you open? And you don't know, I don't know, you don't have the information, you're not helping them. So if you don't have that information on your social media, whether it's hours or, what you actually have in your center, that's all huge that's huge. That, if people can't tell anything about your center by your social media, then your social media isn't being used correctly.
Yeah, that's so true. And first of all, I think a lot of our listeners know just how passionate you are about social media. Mr. TikTok yourself. But yeah, I think that first of all, I want to just start out by saying, social media should really be a big part of your marketing plan for your center, because first and foremost, social media is free. And if you are not taking full advantage of the free social media channels that you have, then you really are missing a great opportunity. And more, we are finding that there are so many different types of customers that are using social media. Orly and I just recently attended YMS Youth Marketing Strategy Conference in New York. And it's such an exciting time for us as part of our continued education that we do each year. But we are learning of the different types of social media platforms that are emerging and that our younger audiences are really tuning into and utilizing. And so it was really interesting to me that each of the different social media platforms have completely different audiences, right? And there are different topics that you should be marketing on the different platforms. And so for a lot of the listeners, it's probably out of your comfort zone, right?
Exactly.
To go down that road.
Yeah, because even someone like me that feels like I'm up to date on social media, if I don't keep looking into things or reading articles or, maybe taking classes, I'm going to just get passed up. There's always more to learn. There's social media outlets that you probably don't even know of. You know what I mean? Like you hear of the most common, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, but there's other ones out there, Be Real, or there's, different video platforms that, like I said, may be the best thing for your center. It might not be. Like Dottie said, there's certain social media platforms that are better for some centers or better for a certain type of crowd that you're trying to bring in, maybe a certain age bracket. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's probably 70 and 80 and 90-year-olds using Snapchat, but realistically, it's probably going to be some of your younger crowd. So if you're trying to do a teen night or something, that might be a video you post to TikTok. Hey, join us for a teen dance that we're having, or you know what I'm saying. So it does pay to look into each platform and kind of see the demographics that are for each platform. I think we put it in our blog before, correct? Where we actually had numbers that said, this many users use YouTube a day, or this many users use Facebook between this age, male, female. So it does pay to know those things, so that when you are spreading word about your center, that you're spreading it to the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. And since you mentioned the blog, that is Best Extras, BESXTRAS.com. And we can also put that in in today's episode description for future reference. But you hit on something earlier, Orly, about staying up to date. It is very important to really try to stay in the know when it comes to social media, because all of the different platforms are constantly changing. Their rules are changing, the requirements for boosting posts, all that stuff is constantly changing, the rules and regulations of what you can and can't post. So it's really important, if you're going to leverage your social media, that you stay up to date with that. And sometimes that's kind of hard to do, right?
Yeah.
But to be able to make sure that your profiles are perfected and they're optimized, and your images are at the right aspect ratio, and your logo is the right quality, all of those things need to be looked at, because those are all valuable, because that is your brand image, right? That's the image of your center. And you want to make sure that it's perfected and it's fine-tuned. And I'm gonna kind of hint something here, Orly. I probably really shouldn't do this, but we have our Bowl Expo, International Bowl Expo, coming up, and if any of you are struggling with social media or whatever, I'll just say this: make sure that you go by the Cubica AMF booth and find Orly or I, because we will be sharing something at Bowl Expo that if you're not quite into social media, or feel like you're not doing as good a job as you can with social media, stop by Bowl Expo, and you might be interested in something that's Orly and I are going to be sharing at Bowl Expo. So just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I said, there's so much that goes into it, yeah, I mean, like I said, I could talk about this forever, but there's certain channels. I mean, you don't want to be, I mean, this is me. You don't want to be the one that posts the same exact thing to YouTube, to, Facebook, to Twitter, to Instagram, to TikTok. I mean, it's okay to do sometimes. I mean, I do it sometimes, but there is also certain things that you want to post just to Facebook or just to TikTok. TikTok has a lot of trends going on right now. So let's say there's a trend, it might be a funny trend. There was a little challenge, I don't know if you call it a challenge, a trend going on where they would record employees walking through the door, and you could see the clock up above, and it was showing who was on time, who was late, who was early. So that might be something, that doesn't go out to Twitter, or, but that's something that on TikTok was a big hit. So it might get more traction on TikTok, because that is a trend that was going on at this time. So yeah, you just never know what's going on what, and you got to research those things. You got to look into those things. And, some of it might be out of your comfort zone, but it's okay. And if you don't want to be the one to do it, whether you're the owner or manager, maybe check in with some of your staff. They might be huge on TikTok personally and be like, sure, I'll help with it. They might be excited to help with it.
Yeah. And Orly, I just want to mention that it does not have to be professionally orchestrated, right?
Yeah, not at all.
And for those listeners that aren't aware, Orly, just spur of the moment, back in January of 2022, wasn't it, Orly?
Yeah, it's been a little over a year.
You decided to ask an employee on their way out that day to roll a ball, because you wanted to do a short little video showing your machine at work, right?
So we have string pin setters, and we were getting ready to leave one day, me and Taylor, one of the bartenders, and I said, hey, Taylor, can you just roll a ball for me really quick? And this was maybe my second or third TikTok video on our channel. We had 20 followers. It was something new. And I said, just roll a ball. I'm going to record it going down the lane. And then I stopped it right before I hit the pins. And then I went around the back and I said, can you roll another ball? And then I recorded it hitting the pins. Simple. And I think I captioned it, ever wonder how string pin setters work? And within, a couple of weeks, it started to take off. And I think to date, it's at 54.5 million views or something like that.
Right. And on top of that, ESPN picked it up. So that's
ESPN better, right? Sports Center reached out to me and asked if they could use it on their TikTok. So it's on their TikTok now with even a few million views on there. So it's growing. And talk about free advertisement, 54.5 million people saw our video, and I guarantee 54.5 million people haven't been in our center personally, but they were able to see it through the video. So yeah, something as simple as that. Not everything is going to take off and have 54 million views, but just that one video took off, has all those views. We have over 30,000 followers now, I believe. So to really break it down, that's how I got to meet Dottie. That's how I'm here today. So you just never know what one simple social media posts can do for you. So definitely don't let it go unused. Social media, if you have it, use it to the fullest. If you need help, like Dottie said, if you're at Bowl Expo, come by and see us. If you don't have social media and you want to learn how to build it, come by and see us too, and we'll figure something out.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And, like you said, the social media should be a part of your marketing plan. The one thing that I want to kind of mention is, each one of these platforms, as we said, has a different audience. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting that was very consistent with the messaging of the conference, the Youth Marketing Strategy Conference that we just attended, is people want to hear the story. They want to be carried along. They want to see the story. So they want to see things like the video of seeing how a bowling machine worked, a pin spotter worked. That was exciting to them. They want to see how a hamburger's made, how anything works. That's very exciting to them. They want to be a part of the story. So keep that in mind as you're wondering what it is that you can post on social media. Bring your customers along, bring them into the story, include them into the story, and let them live through your social media posts.
Yeah, another thing is something as simple as I've did before is just doing a video, walking through the doors, turning on all the lights, turning on the lanes. Like, they think that's cool. Like, as much as you think they might not, they think like, oh, wow, that's how that's turned on. That's how that works. Some people, you see it every day, so you know how things work. They don't. So let them in on it. Let them feel like they're a part of it. And I guarantee you it's really gonna get your social media numbers up.
A day in the life of a bowling center manager. That could be an entire series, I guarantee you. Well, this has been really good. So listeners, I hope that if you are struggling with social media or maybe you haven't even tiptoed into that territory, don't miss out on this opportunity. It is a great opportunity. It's really expected these days. Our customers go to social media to find us. So make sure that you're not missing great opportunities for your center. And again, remember, make sure that you stop in to the Cubic AMF and talk to Orly or I if you're interested in social media. We will be introducing some things at social media that might help you. But if not, we would love to say hello to you. So we appreciate your time this afternoon. Orly, any words of wisdom before we leave?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know about words of wisdom, but I would like to let everyone know to definitely share these episodes of Seeds of Success with, your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody just walking by on the street, just let them know. And so our Seeds of Success, our Beyond the Frame Facebook group page, make sure to join that if you haven't joined that yet. And then when you're on those pages, and actually in this episode too, I'll put a link to our link tree, and that has a link to kind of everywhere you can listen to Seeds of Success, where you can join Beyond the Frame, an email to Dottie and myself. So that way, if you have any questions or if you just want to say hi, feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us today, and we will definitely see you guys soon.